Blessings, everyone. Welcome to another Moment of Grace with Carol Rubano, the founder and director of Living Waters Catholic Therapy Center. It is a season of holidays. It's a season of celebrating. But for some, it's also a season of grief. Usually grief refers to a loss, especially when someone dies. That's the state. It's a state of grief. And bereavement is the absolute containment of all that grief, really processing the grief. So I'm here to help you, to guide you perhaps, of moving through grief because of the loss of a loved one. Holidays are times to celebrate. So how can we celebrate when we're in so much pain? Well, let me tell you how you can do that. This I truly believe with all my heart. You can be in pain, a part of you, and another part of you can also celebrate what you do have in life. Life is an and and an and. It's not an either or. We do have losses. We do have memories. We have times that we're very sorrowful because someone we love, someone that was deep in our hearts, are no longer on this earth with us. But at the same time, we still have others to rejoice and be glad and be happy that they are in our lives. It might be grandchildren, it might be children, it might be friends, it might be a walk in nature. Those are still beautiful things. So try and let yourself know that it doesn't have to be this way or that way, that it could be both ways, that it could be a time of sadness, tremendous sadness, but it also could be a time of celebration, and a time to remember the love the person that went to the Lord had for you and for those around you, to really honor them by thinking of them with love in your heart, knowing that that hole in your heart will never be filled on earth. It won't be. But when you return to the Lord, when it's your time, and you're reunited with your loved one, that hole will be filled. In the meantime, try and look at this a little from a different perspective. Try and look at this from the perspective that the person you loved is back home with the Lord. And that there's some consolation in that, as well as coming out of self, your own selfishness of wanting them back here with you, and perhaps suffering a lot. We don't want our loved ones to suffer. We don't want our loved ones to suffer. And once they leave the earth, and our belief, the Catholic belief, is there is life everlasting, they will not be suffering anymore. Isn't that a good thing? As hard as it might be for us. But don't we want those good things for our loved ones? Try and spin it around a little bit and look at it from a different point of view. I'd also like to share with you some of the stages of that grief that you might be going through. And they're not necessarily stages that you go one after another. You could be in one stage and then a minute later in the fifth stage, whatever it is. It's an and an again. I'll keep going to that because life is very gray. It's an and an and. The first stage is denial. I can't believe this really happened. I can't believe it really happened. Another stage would be anger. I just don't believe that God did this to me when He didn't do it to you. But that's sometimes what we say. And then we kind of go to that bargaining stage. Well, had I only done this or that, then maybe this wouldn't have happened or that wouldn't have happened, and the regrets. And they will not be helpful because we can't redo it. Finally, there might be a real depressive stage. The hole in your heart might be so big that you might have tremendous sadness. The last stage is acceptance. It is acceptance. Don't forget, you could be acceptance and then go all the way back to denial, or you could be at acceptance and try to bargain again. It's not concrete, not right now, if your grief is very fresh. Acceptance is, well, it is what it is. I have to accept it. I don't have a choice. I can't change that. I can't change what happened. But that doesn't mean you have to like it. You don't have to like it. but you really need to accept, because that's the secret of life, accepting what is and being okay with it. And trusting not only yourself, but trusting God and trusting Jesus. Jesus, I trust in you. Thank you so much for listening. I'm very sorry for the losses in your life. And please pray, choose the people you lost and have them pray for you as we pray for one another. God bless.